And hey, but somebody told me I want you to treat me like you treat your mama. No, you don't. The things I want to do to you, I ain't gonna do to my mama. So let's start that.
Yeah.
Right.
To go back, the reason why I tell that story is because Ed's mother hit me up to, let's just say, as a friend of his, discuss his relationship with his girl. And she was looking out for him, almost like, hey, you his boy,
holla at this.
put some nuggets.
Yeah.
And man, I'm with you, Derek. That's why I asked Derek. I didn't get what Eddie got either.
Yeah.
And I told my mom this recently, both of my parents. And, full disclosure for me, I'm with you, Derek. I learned hard way. And what's hard is I look, and as I always say, they taught me about white Jesus and mama say, mama side to mama side. But nobody said, because at the end of the day, yes, my salvation is important. But you want to know the second most important thing in our life? It is who we marry. Mm-hmm. Who we marry. My father could tell me not to go out and commit violence, don't get in jail, don't blah, 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 blah. But who we marry, and if you ain't religious, then now fine, that's number one for you. Mm-hmm. And my parents never said, I don't think you should get with that girl. Now, my dad said that when a black woman came to the house, and then if she talked too much, that black chick, dark, and she talked too much. So he was stereotype. But yet, I'll never forget, with my first son's mother, there were some caution things that if I would have told my sons, you better run hard for us, run hard, don't mess with that, as a young man especially. Mm-hmm. I remember my mother, the reason why my mother didn't like her, it wasn't because of what she kind of knew that I may have told her, and she certainly didn't ask about her from what I recall. She didn't like her glasses because the glasses she wore were the same kind of glasses my father's chick wore. Now, it was like, well, I guess if you ain't gonna like her, that ain't a good reason. But then
not at all.
I was in son husband mode. Yeah. And, in the later years, my mom pretty much said, well, I didn't want to tell you not to get with her because
Define it.
Huh?
Define it, sir.
What do you mean?
Son husband.
Thank you. The son husband concept of I am her son, but I end up taking the role of her husband. And that happens a lot with single moms, but it also happens in married families.
Yes.
As the one woman, Esther Villar, I talk about her all the time on the show. Esther Villar's belief was a woman, as soon as she has a son, she starts kind of morphing him into the future man that's going to take care of her, almost like a life insurance policy. Because if your daddy leave, or if your daddy dies even, do know you my little baby, you take care of mama, right? And so it's something like subconsciously that she explained, but that son husband role, my mother had already kind of groomed me for that. And we were close. And I don't say that in a form of criticism. I'm saying that that's just kind of how women operate. And I understand, I it's no animosity toward that, but there was never that teaching of, I also want to teach you of what girls to look out for, because I'm a woman ruining your life. I don't want you making decisions, because as we very well know, a woman gets you caught up in jail faster than you doing anything out on the street. But they were more worried about me thugging it up in the D just because I might go that route. It wasn't the fact that you might be out there fighting over some stupid chick that gonna be banging your boy when you locked up anyway. You didn't have those conversations with me. So Eddie, you definitely blessed.
But don't get that twisted. I still did stupid stuff. Even though I can admit I did some crazy things, even though I had both of those voices in the back of my head, I still did what I wanted to do because I was young and stupid. So
young, dumb, and
exactly. With a fast car, a job, ain't never been in the penitentiary. I'm like, I'm going for the gusto. And even though I did have those people, I had to learn how to listen to them. You have to learn how to listen and pick out the jewels from conversations. A wise man can learn something from a stupid question from a stupid person. But that stupid person cannot learn from that wise man. Right. So you got to be that wise man and listen. And I didn't listen. It took a long time for me to recognize. Actually, it took me to have my own child, but I actually really listened to all of that.
Dude, it's a reality check when you have a kid.
Oh yeah.
Most certainly. If you care anyway, let's put it that way. Let's throw that one.
Yeah, if you care. If you care.
That's
Yeah.
very true. Derek, let me ask you, because this is what I'm going to end up doing a video on. I did a video recently on the one man every man should be worried about in his woman's past is her father. And so I did that video. Y'all find the link. I'll link that up in this at the end of this video. But I'm going to do one on a man's relationship with his mother. So, Derek, with your relationship with your mom, or we'll say the fact that, like you said, with maybe not telling you about the game, did you have to make a change, or what age did you have this change in now, you being the guy that you are in the dating game, period? What changed from what your mom taught you? Or what age did that change? Or did you have to kind of be like, Mom, the women may not be as right as you might not have told me much, but I learned they're not what I think they are.
Well, I guess it's not a matter of my mom teaching me the wrong way. She just didn't teach me all the ways. She taught me, she like Eddie was saying, well, yeah, you stay away from that kind of woman over there, or this one over here. She's gonna do this. I didn't get that kind of tutelage. It was a matter of, well, you know what? You got to be respectful. Open the doors from doing this. Listen to what the old saying, oh, a happy wife makes a happy home. That part I would say is wrong, for sure. But when it came to my realization of things, it definitely was because I left home at 18 and never been back. Graduated 17, had my first son at 18, and so at that point you couldn't tell me nothing. So I was just looking forward and just going from things and learning from this way to that way, that hey, just because you can lay down with a woman don't mean you're gonna spend the rest of your life with her. And you got to make sure you know that when you lay down with a woman, you may actually wind up having a kid, that you stuck with that woman. So you got to make sure she's the right woman. And when I had my first child, I asked her to marry me. She had the foresight to say, no, I'm gonna hold you back. I'm not gonna listen. No, I'm not marrying you. No, I'm not that kind of woman for you. And I'm gonna tell you, there ain't a woman that ever told me that ever since her. So I got much respect for her for that, But to your point, or to your question, 18, when I started learning how things were, because I was out the house. I didn't have a choice. I can't go back to my mama. My mama said, you ain't no good. I didn't have that. Eddie had a good base with that, from what he's saying. I can't say I had that. And we talk about son husbands. When I look back and think about, I was that son husband for sure. People thought that was my mom was my wife, because we were always stuck together doing things. And somebody told me I want you to treat me like you treat your mama. No, you don't. The things I want to do to you, I ain't gonna do to my mama. So let's start that.
Yeah.
Right? Let's make that perfectly clear. But I'm gonna respect you because you're a woman. I ain't gonna throw you out of the car when we have an argument. No, I'll take you back to where you need to be, but we don't.
Those are the morals. See, those are the morals. Those are the morals and those standards that we have because of our mothers. And we might have been husband sons. I feel like my mother was telling me all this stuff to keep me from going out there to getting one of these chicks, because she wanted me to be the husband's son. So that's why she was giving me all that information. And the same thing, I started about 14 when my grandfather died. Once my grandfather died, that's when that role of husband, son started to come along, to see how to do things and how to run. That at a young age, I got started young. 14, I was, Devin, like you said, when you met me, I had a car at 14 years old.
Right.
So wait. I'm sorry. Are we asking? Is the question as to when we started? What? Maybe I misunderstood your question. Eddie's answering it differently.
You kind of went there, but actually, y'all went with an earlier age. But I guess where I'm going is, again, talking to guys who are older that still think, wow, what my mama told me about women is true.
Okay.
Did you find out that it wasn't true? Well, or not? And again, Derek, I think you touched on it. There wasn't some things that your mama said that may not have been true. She just didn't tell the whole story. So
for sure.
When did you start putting it together? And Eddie, you can definitely finish. And then Derek, I want to come back to you.
Yeah.
When did you start being like, I'll just give a quick example. Maybe this will help. My mother told me never to date more than one woman at a time. Now that's because to her being a woman, it's like the worst thing a woman can get.
Yeah.
The worst thing a woman can do is feel cheated on. Well, because look at what she was going through.
Yeah, exactly.
She would say that. But she's saying it from her feminine perspective instead of saying, son, don't you settle down with one woman. Because number one, I don't want a man that has only ever been with one woman, even in a relationship. I want a man that has some experience and knowledge of something, but she didn't say that. I understood what she was trying to protect me from. So that was one of those things that I had to change when I got 50, we'll say. So that's an example. So Eddie, you can go ahead and pick it up, and then Derek, I want to come back to you.
Well, I discovered my mother we always had a great relationship. We were like thick and thin, two thieves. We would go into the stores to get her makeup and stuff like that, and they thought I was her boyfriend. They thought she was a cougar because I was around so much. And then after I started getting older, after my grandfather died, I turned 18 and I had a car in her name. I wanted to take that car over to a chick's house. And she said, no, if you take that car, I'm going to call the police. So when I'm like, wait a minute. So you're trying to control a grown man now that's 18. That's when it popped in my head. I need to be a man and have my own stuff. I'm old enough to have a car in my name. I'm old enough to do this type of stuff. I'm not going to sit here and be your son husband. That's not my responsibility to take care of my little brothers. I'm out. I'm about to go out here and do this stuff. But she gave me words of caution. Okay, you running your butt out there. This was going to happen when you run your butt out there. I'm like, okay, I'm running out here anyway. And she was right. I can't make it up. Yeah, she was 100% right. I had to go crawling back and say, Mama, I'm sorry. But that's when I discovered, hey, I got to be my own man.
It sounded like it was more of a control aspect as well, though.
Yeah. It was definitely control because I was there helping take care of my little brothers. So I was that son husband. I was there providing and doing all this security and all of that type of stuff. So I understood where she was coming from. And once I really understood it and clicked it down in my mind, that's when everything changed. She looked at me like, okay, I can't look at you like that little boy no more.
So was that when you got back out in the dating world? We'll say the Derek you are now. What age did you become that? Was it at 18 when you left the house, or did you? So when did you become the guy you are now? Because obviously you understand women now a lot differently than what your mama made not about.
And I think we all can contest to this or attest to this. It's a progression type situation. I didn't just all of a sudden, hey, today I'm Mr. Dom Derek and daddy. Nothing like that, you know. Exactly. Be careful. So I would say to this point, it was after my last divorce when I got the reality of what a woman can really do and the viciousness of it all, and how despite your best effort, despite you treating. And now, again, my ex-wife had 4 kids and I had 2, and we had a total of 8 of us in the house. And I was running the house, being the man that I am, and trying to do the right thing. I mean, we talk about simpish, and I hate to say this in retrospect, she just used me to take care of her 4 kids. And then when it was over, I was done. I couldn't even, we talked about this as well. I couldn't even see them kids. You know, I couldn't do nothing. And I was the worst thing ever. And for that, it told me, you know what? It's time for you to put you first. And when you see a woman or in a relationship, and this is not just an intimate relationship. We talk about on the job. We talk about in men to men, any kind of relationship where it's one-sided and you looking out for somebody else and they not looking out for you. That ain't a relationship. That's somebody being abusive and using you. And you need to get out, find the next exit. And figure it out. So for me, I mean, I've been divorced for going almost 15 years, I think. Yeah, that was that was the worst time of my life, is that divorce, because I was in mourning for 5 people. One I could accept, which was my ex-wife, with them 4 kids. I didn't plan on leaving them in my ever, you know. And then because of her 4 kids is what I'm talking about, I all turned around and alienated my own too, because I was in such a depressive state. So I'm glad I'm having this opportunity with you, Deb and Eddie, to be able to stop other men from getting to where I was, that created the mess that I had to crawl out of, and still to this day trying to fix them couple years that it took me to get over that 15 years ago. So if I can throw something in the mix to help somebody else out, that's what I'm here for.